Destined for greatness, we can't escape the feeling. I'm losing grip of who I am and what it is I'm meant to be. The crowd is calling, my heart is pounding, throwing dirt on my grave while I'm fighting my escape. I have no money and no car to get away. I'm getting older by the day. Time's slipping away. Still I wait, still I'm waiting for this place to make a change. But nothing will change, nothing will change. No, too much to prove and nothing to lose. I'm not giving up on hope. I refuse, I refuse to live life not worthy of the fight put up to bring me to this world. Too much to prove and nothing to lose. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of tomorrow, 'cause the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. I never had a problem with telling what's on my mind. A gift that I've been given, 'cause I'm still surviving and I'm fighting every day. I promise that this world will be mine. I'm never giving up before. I have no money and no car to get away. I'm getting older by the day. Not to be away, still I wait, still I'm waiting for this place to make a change. But nothing will change, nothing will change. No, too much to prove and nothing to lose. I'm not giving up on hope. I refuse to live a life not worthy of the fight put up to bring me to this world. Too much to prove and nothing to lose. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of tomorrow, 'cause the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. Too much to prove and nothing to lose. I'm not giving up on hope. I refuse to live a life not worthy of the fight put up to bring me to this world. Too much to prove and nothing to lose. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of tomorrow, 'cause the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. What have we become? United in hate. When did we become a divided state? Don't hate me because I'm not like you. Don't hate me, it's just a point of view. When did we become divided by hate? What have we done? Divided state. Don't hate me because I'm not like you.
Well, come on, let's do this. This is episode 327, the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Can you believe it? 327. Feels like we're just getting started, don't it? Good to see everybody. How excited are you, Marla, and everybody in Portland? Got one of your favorite sons on the show today, and we're excited about that. From coast to coast, from La Ciudad de Nueva York all the way to Portland, Oregon, and everywhere in between. That's right. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Yo, Rat Bones, good to see you last night. Good to see you in the pit last night, Rat Bones. That was a great show. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Paul in England. Yeah, this is going to be great. Absolutely. Chris in Phoenix. Good. The gang's all here. You know, Darren, UK represented. What's up, John? Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, it was great. Hey, there he is. What's up, John in London? Is that right? You saw L7? Cool. I hope this will be archived for future punks to review. What do you think we do? We throw the shit out the window after we do the show? Everything gets archived, bro. Who do you think you're talking to here? My whole life is a friggin' archive. Don Foos. Come on, Cleveland. Go ahead, Cleveland. Wow, good to see you, brother. Brother Foos. Good. You know, is that right, Camille? You're looking forward to this one? So am I. Speaking of Cleveland, Ohio, here
Hello,
he is.
Cleveland. What's up?
Have you ever been to Cleveland?
I have not. I've been wanting to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one of these days.
That's right. This is a living archive.
That's it. We archive everything here.
We're going to send you to Cleveland, bro.
One-way ticket.
You're going to Cleveland, bro. Going back to Ohio.
Oh, man.
That said, listen, let's get down to brass tacks here, huh? How about photo of the day?
A splendid idea.
Here we go. Photo of the day. Listen, let's play this one straight, people. All right? There you go. Photo of the day. There you go. Photo of the day. You know what? Let's just jump into it. Explain what this is and what's going on.
Well, this is a just a fantastic thing to see, and that is our patron saint right there, Jesse Malin, returning to the Bowery Electric, and for the Rock for Light HR benefit tribute to the Bad Brains.
We come to rock for light.
It was great.
We come to rock for light.
It really was a great, nice cast of characters, including a band called Incendiary Device, and
it's going to jump off tonight.
And it was.
Let me keep up with you here's.
Let's do it,
because there's a bunch of shots here. Here is a shot of us playing last night. This is me doing my best Freddie Is it Freddie? No, Roger Daltrey,
yeah.
Right?
You look like you're going, come back.
Listen, I'm not saying nothing, but we crushed it last night.
Yeah. That's what I told Mike. I thought you guys sounded fantastic.
Probably the best show we've ever played.
Practice makes perfect.
Listen, we ain't practicing, but it was the best show. We did that show. We did that show last night unrehearsed.
Yeah, no, you guys really did. You did a hell of a show last night.
Hell of a show. Here's a couple more. Here is this guy was great. This is Pete Stahl from Scream, and he did. What did he do? Eye Against Eye.
Eye Against Eye and Stay Close to Me.
He was Pete Stahl. I tell you, this guy was fantastic. Pete Stahl from Scream. Was great, and also all these people were great. Let me go through a couple of them here. You know who was also one of the best? This woman, Felice.
Felice something.
She did Reignition, and she killed it.
And that is our friend Flora jumping in there.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, no, she
Who did Big Takeover?
Did anyone do Big Takeover?
Big Takeover. Did Jimmy G? Jimmy G did Attitude, right?
Attitude. Jimmy did Attitude. You did Right Brigade.
Yep, there's Jimmy from last night. Right? Yep.
Yeah, tell you that band was fantastic.
Thanks, Lou. Chaka did Big Takeover.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Chaka from Orange 9 and Burn was great.
Yeah,
there
I thought.
There's Chaka and Rat Bones. The Rat Bones in the mix. There you go, Rat.
In shades.
Yeah, in shades. It was because it's so bright in there. Chaka was great.
I like the way he's got the hat behind his back.
Yeah. Good stuff. Who else do I have here? Eugene. Eugene was great too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Eugene. Well, Eugene, you can't contain him. So
yeah, Eugene's awesome.
He ran up. In fact, I believe I gave you the shot of where he ran up to and he was singing with Jesse.
Yeah, that was cool. I think I have that somewhere. Let me see. The three. Oh, here it is. This is some gang vocals with Eugene, Jimmy G, and Jesse Malin. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great night. It was really a special night.
It really was. I mean, I just thought that it was, because not those songs aren't easy, and I thought everybody brought it, and there was a few people I didn't know. That Ryan was great,
Ryan Bland.
He did How Low Can a Punk Get?
How low can I vouched for Ryan. I told Jesse, like, yo, you doing this thing? You should have Ryan Bland on there as well. And that's how we got Ryan on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's good. Ryan's good people, man.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's a little bit of a Ryan Bland connection on the show today. And we'll get to that later with our guest. Let me see what else. I think. Oh, and then of course, well, listen, I can't say how great. I can say, and I will say, how great the band was, which was Jesse Malin's band with Derek Cruz and Randy Schrager. They were fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
they were really good.
They really, and obviously we, HR, who we. It's nice to see him at the end, and I mean it's you never know what you're gonna get with HR, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was I loved the guitar player had this beautiful tone during those songs too. I mean, he really
listen, Derek Cruz is a pro. I mean, if you just saw that Ramones thing they did in California with Billy Idol at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and the guy and Tim from Rancid, Derek Cruz was playing guitar.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so Derek's what you call a pro.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Here's another one, and Randy Schrager on drums was really good, man. They were fantastic. Yep. There's Jimmy G. And there's Randy on the right and Derek on the left. So, yeah, he was great. Really, really good. Yep. So, all right.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just once again, Jesse Malin showed up, and he's a big part of what we do, and it was great. It was great to see him out in public, and it was a fantastic night.
It's great. You look at the picture; it's all smiles.
Yeah. It was good.
But it was, and you know what? That's why. And it was a beautiful hot day, and now today you're gonna go do something else now. So. Oh,
I got to go do this after the show. I gotta. When the show's over, I gotta get in the car and race out to Brooklyn because I'm doing Kingpin at during the Leeway tribute set. I literally have, when the show's over, I gotta race out there. Go scream my brains out. All hail the Kingpin, the one with soul, who's in control, with the poker face stare, never cornered, always giving orders. Do you know this man? Well, if I don't, I think you should. Shake his hand. He's a modern day Robin Hood. Kick it like that. Kick it like that. Ho! Yep. Yeah.
Getting that last minute practice in.
Yeah, I got most of the lyrics. I got a cheat sheet together, but I've done enough of these, I should be okay. Yeah, don't leave it in the dressing room, right? Walk along the wire. All right, good. Getting a little kooky today.
You know what? It's a good reason. So.
All right. What's next on your agenda?
Tonight, I'm waiting for for a friend to land the airplane and head from there. So.
I'll see you out in Brooklyn, bro.
Brooklyn.
Go ahead, Brooklyn. I'll see you down there. All right. Walk along the wire. Yes, it is true. Don't accept cheap imitations. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Mad Vintage, and, believe it or not, the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. Yeehaw. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as the styling for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. The client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and, of course, Agnostic Front. Information on online sales is being taken at the Facebook and Instagram pages, and, of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. I apologize if you're hearing the air conditioner in the background. There's a bit of a heat wave going on in New York City here, and I am doing the show with the air conditioner running, which I never do. So that said, let's clear the deck. Everybody okay in the chat room? What's up, Vinny Doak? What's up, Lori Dawn? Good to see everybody. Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland, a.k.a. Oddball. Kelly's Heroes was a great film. I loved it as a kid. All right, here we go. Here we go, yo. Today's guest is a Blackfeet and Northern Cheyenne singer hailing from the Beaver State of Oregon. He is the creator and visionary behind the band 1876, which blends punk rock with powwow music. Please welcome, coming at us from Portland, Oregon, Mr. Gabe Kallhoff. Hey, man.
What's up? What's going on?
Good to see you, man.
Thank you. You too.
How's things in Portland, bro?
They're cool. It's cloudy today. It was like 90 yesterday, but today is nice.
Are you in the city of Portland?
Yep. Yeah. I'm kind of like, Portland's kind of weird because it's like the big city with all the tall buildings is separate by a river. So I'm on the other side of the river. I'm not in the buildings. I'm across the river. Yeah.
Is that downtown Portland? That's the buildings are in downtown Portland, right?
Yeah. That's like all the law firms and all that stuff.
Yeah. Portland is an interesting city, man. You know, we played there a while back, and it goes from sort of things change within a block, you know, and it's crazy. But that said, let's just jump into it. Let's bounce the ball back and forth, and so how did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
Yeah, both my parents, I mean, we're Indian, so we're used to singing and all that. Like, both my parents were really musical. Like, my mom especially played guitar. She sings really well. She was classically trained. My dad was an enjoyer of music. Like, he just loves music in general. So I grew up hearing pretty much whatever they wanted to. So my mom is a huge fan of Prince. Huge fan of powwow music. My dad is a huge fan of the Beatles. So I heard Prince, the Beatles, powwow music. And I have two older brothers, and they were like, one brother was really into hip hop and one brother was really into grunge and punk rock. And then eventually they all kind of merged together. Like, both my brothers just got into punk rock and hip hop, grunge, reggae, all that stuff. And so I heard what everyone else was hearing. Plus, like, I grew up.
Where did you grow up? Like,
in Portland, born and raised.
So you're born and raised. Two questions. For the uninitiated, like, what is powwow music? What is your definition of it?
It's based off of traditional, like, Indian singing from the plains. Like, powwow music, powwows in general, is just like it's like a big celebration for Indians to come together and celebrate the here and now, celebrate each other, celebrate our culture, things like that. And powwow music is like, it's sort of like traditional singing, traditional music. We still use traditional instrumentation, but it's just not ceremonial music. You know what I mean? It's not ceremonial songs, but sometimes they tell our history and things like that. But it's basically just a party. It's celebrating the here and now, celebrating each other, like I said.
I see.
Yeah, the history behind it is that, like, it's a long story, but just a short history behind it is
Please.
that we weren't allowed to like have our ceremonies and things like that in the summer. And that's when in the plains, that's when our biggest ceremonies are. So when we gather, or when we became on reservations and we were next to forts, the government wouldn't let us do our ceremonies, but they would let us gather to like be with each other, especially around 4th of July, because it's like a federal holiday and the whole country celebrates. So they would let us be together and sing songs, but they couldn't be ceremonial. So we would sing these songs and gather, and that's how powwows became what they are.
Michael LaRoche asks, what's your tribe?
I'm enrolled Northern Cheyenne. My dad's Northern Cheyenne, and my mom's Blackfeet.
Got it. That makes sense. And which sort of leads to another term that I came across in doing my homework. City Indians.
Yeah.
Is there is there sort of is it there's city Indians and there's like how does that configure?
Yeah, there's a big difference. Usually city Indians are looked down on, but I kind of like roll with it. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna pretend to be from the res. I'm not. I got all my family's from there, but I'm not. I was raised here. So like I didn't ride horses. I rode motorcycles. I didn't, you know, like you know what I mean? So there's major differences. I got lucky enough that a lot of people, I was raised around like medicine people and chiefs and stuff, and they all came from the res to the city and were hanging out with my family and all that stuff. So I kind of was raised up on that. So I'm a little different than like regular city Indians. But typically if you go to the res and you call someone, you say, hey, these are city Indians, they're like almost like hippies. like they're people who are really detached from their culture.
Right.
Typically, but I own this shit. I'm city Indian, man. Like I know where I'm from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess it's like anything else, right? It's like, you know, people move out of the community and then, you know, they looked upon as, you know, maybe they let go of their culture a little bit or whatever, but that doesn't have to be the case necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the tie-in I was talking about with our friend Ryan Bland that performed yesterday is he's a big Prince fan, like
sick,
big Prince fan. So
yeah,
you know, I mentioned to him when I saw him, I said our guest tomorrow, you know, big Prince fan as well. So
yeah, I got a Prince tattoo.
Oh wow, hold on, let me see that.
I got the symbol. Where is that? I got the
there
symbol.
You go. Ah, there you go. Yeah. So what was the first sort of aggressive music or you know, making our way to sort of, dare we say, you know, punk music? What was the first like aggressive music that came across your radar screen?
I don't really know. I think the first song that I heard where I felt like I owned this, like this is for me, was I think it's called Come and Doubt with Me or something, or maybe it's just Doubt or something like that, but by the Deviates, which is I think they're from California. They're one of my favorite bands. But that song I had it on I think it was a Fat Records compilation. And I heard that song. I'd heard punk rock before that, but it just never really like hit the way that song hit me. And for some reason, when I heard that song, it's like super fast, and it was just like, oh my god, it's still one of my favorite like go-to songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first time that I heard something, and I was like, this is like, it got my blood moving. But I'd heard like Nirvana and like like I said, my oldest brother was a huge grunge fan. So he listened to a lot of grunge music. I'd heard Nirvana before. I'd heard lots of ska, like I think back in 96 or 97, 95, something like that. I went back to the res for a funeral for my grandpa's funeral, I think. And No Doubt was on TV. And that was the first time that I'd heard like ska music, was back on my res. So it was Spiderwebs. So that song's like, it's not super aggressive, but it was the first time I'd heard anything like that.
You know what? I got to grab a book. Hold on one second. Hold on. I got to show you something.
Sick.
Okay. Interestingly enough, I'm sort of as you brought up ska music. I just this book, Too Much Too Young, the Two-Tone Record Story, right? I just was asked to moderate a book event with this book here in New York. It's going to be at Rough Trade, but so I got some serious ska homework to do. I got a whole. It looks like the Bible of two-tone here. I got to get down. I got to get down with that.
Dude, I love ska music.
Yeah, I do too. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that right? Gwen is my crush.
Man.
Yeah. More ska episodes. You know what? Don't worry. We're gonna get this author. We're gonna get this author on the show probably. So, yeah, it's a really interesting book. They just sent it to me. Yeah, that might have more pages than the Bible. Yeah, it just might. Any indigenous influences? I know, like, one thing that seems sort of obvious would be Redbone, right? I mean, even in my sort of like New York, growing up a city kid world, Redbone even came across my radar screen as being Native Americans. Any other indigenous influences? I know. Who else? Who did I see? Warpath. What's Drezus?
Drezus, yeah.
Drezus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other influences? Indigenous influences?
Yeah, I mean, Drezus, like, that song Warpath was sick. Like, I don't know, that hearing that song, it was different because up until that point, anytime I had heard indigenous hip hop, like, what's that guy's name? Lightfoot or something. It was always like really stereotypical stuff that I didn't identify with, and I was just like, I don't like this. And then Drezus came with that song, and I was like, whoa. And then that like introduced me to the whole Winnipeg scene. There's like tons of rappers out there, and they're really good. So they kind of just inspired me to just work a little bit harder and be, I don't know, more true to myself, I guess. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, Drezus definitely. I was a huge fan of Snotty Nose Rez Kids when I heard them. They haven't necessarily inspired me. I covered one of their songs, or I did a remix of one of their songs. They haven't necessarily inspired me to do what I do, but they inspired me to keep working. Like, I just want to keep moving when I see them moving. They call it hallucination. Superman, yeah. Superman's he's Crow. He's right by my tribe.
Is there a Cheyenne Crow rivalry?
Yeah.
Does that go back like hundreds of years?
Yeah, it goes. I could tell you a really long story, but I won't. But it starts way back. But
okay.
The main catalyst was the Battle of Little Bighorn. They scouted against us. They sided with Custer, and they said when we moved on the reservations, they were like, the government put us next to each other on purpose. And the Crows were like, as long as we get land bigger than the Cheyennes, like, we're good. That's what I was told anyway. I don't know if that's true, but their res is bigger than ours. It's still small, but it's bigger than ours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah. But I mean, on the everyday today, for me, like, I try and look past all that stuff. I try and get past that and whatever. Like, we've played a show with Superman. He's a super good guy. Like, he's a really good dude.
Listen, the only way to move forward is to move forward, right? I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
nobody goes anywhere if we're all pulling each other down.
That's right. That's right. So, at what point, things are moving forward, and at what point did you start playing music, and what was the first music that you played?
I started playing in a punk band when I was 13. We were called Mad Cow at the time.
Mad Cow? Good one.
Yeah, because we're 13.
Is that this?
No, so this is I was in a punk ska band with my oldest brother, and actually the guy who plays powwow drum, he's my other brother. He's the middle brother. He's on the kit there. You can't see him, but he's behind me on the kit, and then our other brother's on the left there. But I was playing bass in that band. That was a band called Closet Monsters. And there is, if anyone wants to look it up, it's called The Closet Monsters. Our music is on iTunes, and you can hear my voice at like 19 years old. It's pretty squeaky. That's when I drummed for the Closet Monsters. We played in Browning, Browning, Montana, my res. So that's my brother on the right. That's me playing drums, and then that's his girlfriend at the time, and now his wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there like a res circuit? Like if you can you like sort of do a tour doing reservations and stuff? Is that like, does each place sort of have a music venue? Like, could you do that?
Not really. Like you probably could. I think maybe like some of the casino Indians, you could play their casinos.
Yeah.
But I don't know how good of a turnout it might be. But I don't know if there's any specific like go here, go here, go here. But I know like down in Dene country, like those dudes go hard. So you could probably go around to all their different reservations and pueblos and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is that band. So we changed our name from Mad Cow to Question. And the drummer back there, that's my drummer now. His name is Mark.
Yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same. I have a theory that he died when we were 17 and he's a ghost because he hasn't aged since we were 17.
Yeah. Has he been with you since the inception?
He's been like, he was always in my brain. I always wanted him to play drums, but when I was just starting out and making the EPs and the music on my own, I played all the parts. I recorded it myself, mixed it myself. And the only thing I didn't do was master it because I still don't know how to do that. But I had always kept him in mind. Like if I ever get to move and like actually get to play music, I want him to be there with me because he's literally my brother. Like our moms were friends, and then we were born 2.5 weeks apart. So we've known each other our whole lives. So he's my brother, and I want my family with me. So anything I can, I always had him in mind.
These bonds are strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Camille says Tomahawk's 2007 album Anonymous was recorded on a reservation. It's entirely influenced by the surroundings. Yeah,
there you go.
Makes sense. Of course, we are products of our environment.
Exactly. I wonder what res.
Right? Hey, Camille, what res are we talking? So you're starting to set the table here, but what was sort of the impetus to pull this project together? How did it start, and what inspired you?
Started like I said, it started with me. It started like the inception of it was probably I sent you a picture. There's a picture with a powwow drum on my head.
Yeah, you know what? Funny you should mention that because I went and I labeled. Hold on, I'm going to find it. I labeled all the photos, right? Yeah, because that's what I do. I so I could find them when I want. You know, doing the show. And then I got to that when I get to something like that, I just put a question mark on it because I didn't know. I didn't understand what is it.
So this is in a studio when I was 19. That Closet Monsters album I was talking about. There's the very last song is called I can't remember what it's called right now, but I had a 4 to the floor beat, and I was like, you know what would be really cool behind here is a powwow drum because it was about the song. The lyrics were about like us as in people having to like it's time to start making our moves. And so I was like, let's put a powwow drum behind it. That's my mom's powwow drum that that Black Lodge Singers, which is a powwow group, they made for her when she was a kid.
Wow.
And so we took it in there, we recorded with it. We did like I don't know how many, probably just a couple of takes of it. And then it all got scrapped. I don't know why. I think my brother probably was like, I don't like it, but it got scrapped. So that's kind of when the idea, like that's when the spark got in my head. And I was like, this would be like this. There has to be something here. There has to be a way to bring my culture forward with the music that I love. That was years ago. And then 2016 or whatever comes and I go to Standing Rock and watching how we all gathered as people and just that whole, it was just super inspiring. And the common goal that we all had, and I don't know, like that whole moment just felt really like it ignited something in me. And I came home and I started trying to record music on these laptops a few years later, and the laptops would crash and corrupt everything. And then finally, my wife gives me a computer. She's my girlfriend at the time, she's my wife now, but she gave me a computer and was like, I think you can do it with this. And so I started recording, and that was the first EP that came out.
Is the first EP that's Powwow Punk Rock?
Yeah.
That would be this. Boom.
That's the third one.
That's the third one.
Yeah. So it's Powwow Punk Rock, and then Powwow Punk Rock 2, Powwow Punk Rock 3.
Oh, I get
Yeah,
it.
they're all called the same thing. I have a big
which one is which one is this one? Boom.
Yeah, that's Powwow Punk Rock 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so I recorded all the parts on my own and mixed it, like I said, because I didn't have the money to like have anybody do that for me. And
I mean, this sounds like a real challenge. You're basically recording into the laptop, piece by piece, putting it together.
DIY, man.
DIY, bro.
Everything has been DIY from the jump, like from the very, very beginning. Everything's on my own.
You know, I have to mention that we had a guest on the show recently, and I'm friends with the guy now, and I love his band. The band's called Conservative Military Image, right? Kind of a, you know, don't get thrown by the name, but the band's called Conservative Military Image, and he did exactly the same thing. He really couldn't get the guys together. He was a little uninspired by trying to pull a band together, and he piece by piece, through trial and tribulation, he put together and recorded, their first, 7-inch whatever, and it gained traction, and it's great. And then he formed a band around it.
Yeah, that's essentially what I did.
Yeah.
I did what I could with what I had, and out of necessity. And no cash, just DIY, and put it all out on my own. And honestly, like the behind the music, I was just frustrated. I was a frustrated person. Like being Indian, it can be frustrating. It's beautiful. Being an Indian is a beautiful thing. I'd not want to be anything else except for Indian, but it can be frustrating and challenging too. So I was just frustrated, and I still have a lot of shit to say, but at the time I had a lot to say too. So I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest, and not to mention, like, through the process of recording, COVID hit. So there's that whole thing, and I work on an amber lamps, and so I was watching people drown every day, and yeah, it was rough. I needed an outlet, and I was frustrated as an Indian, and everything.
You mentioned you're an EMT?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's whack.
So you're an EMT in Portland.
Yeah, Washington County, which is
man.
Yeah.
Wow, that must be quite an adventure, man. Wow.
It's definitely something.
I mean, right? You never know what you're gonna run into, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's incredible. I mean, I'm sure you see. I can only imagine, man.
I've seen a lot, but I don't remember a lot of what I've seen. But what I've smelled. That's the question you want to ask.
Yeah,
EMS. Ask EMS what's the worst thing you've smelled, and they'll be
right. A body decomposing for a week, right?
I mean, for me, like what's trapped in my nose brain is UTIs and GI bleeds, like those smells. Ooh. And brains. Those smells is just like, oh God.
You know who is an EMT is I don't know if you know the band Typo Negative, but Josh, the keyboard player, has absolutely retired from the music business, and he's an EMT in Brooklyn now.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's like what he does. That's it. Doesn't even want to come on the show. Doesn't want to talk about music. Done.
Just
done.
Over it.
He's a EMT.
Yeah, good for him. It's a rough job.
And Michael says, thanks, Gabe. EMT is an honorable job. It certainly is, man.
I appreciate
it's
that.
like being in the service. It's like serving your country, bro. It's
Yeah,
intense, man.
You definitely serve your community, that's for sure.
Yeah, serve your community.
Yeah. That's why I got into it. It's kind of rough. Like I've taken a step back from ambulances, like the 911 part, because
Yeah.
it's like it's too much. It's too much for
Yeah.
me. I thought I was built for it. I'm not built for it. People. That's why I respect the dude from Type O Negative. Like, if you're built for it, like,
Yeah.
I more power to you, because it's rough.
I guess some people are just wired and
Exactly.
what's behind this door? Oh, somebody blew half their head off. Fantastic.
Well, not only that, but like you don't get a lunch, you don't get a break, you don't like you're always kind of just creeping, waiting for somebody's worst day to happen, and then you're like, it's adrenaline and then calm, adrenaline, calm, and like I'm just like, I don't want that. That's too much.
So I mean, I know sort of the answer. I mean, because as a singer and as a songwriter, I know. But I mean, these are the things that affect us and inspire us and give us perspective in our songwriting, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as just our perspective on life and writing songs and lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of one of the things that really pushed me to make music, was just like watching so many people die or be paralyzed or become quadriplegics or things like that. Like, and here I am, a healthy person who has like, there's nothing, I'm healthy. And for a minute there, I'd given up on like playing music or doing anything, because it just seemed like it passed me up. And then after seeing all that stuff, I was like, why quit? Just keep pushing. Just like, if it makes you happy and it's something you're passionate about, just do it, because you don't know when you're not going to be able to do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. It's there's a lot of, especially in social media, there's a lot of blah, blah, blah about the past and the back in the day, and you weren't there and I was, and all that kind of stuff. And, I find that stuff is a bore. I think what's important is today and looking down the road to tomorrow. That's really the currency in this life we lead. Be here now. Be here now. So,
yeah, man, that's powwow music, celebrating the right now. We're here right now.
Is that right?
That's powwow music. That's powwow.
Cool. I like that, man. I like that. I read, doing my homework, you mentioned a couple of times, you said, I grew up sweating. What does that mean? I grew up sweating. Is that sweat lodge? Like, where does that come from?
Yeah, we grew up, I used to sweat. Like, I grew up sweating as a kid, sweat lodge, and then we sweat Cheyenne style.
Explain what that is.
It's just a difference. Like, each tribe sweats their own way, and typically when you say you're a city Indian and you say that you used to sweat, everyone assumes that you sweat Lakota, and I just want to make it very clear, we did not sweat Lakota. We sweat Cheyenne way, old school way. We had some people come out. Any Indians who are watching this and want to press me, we had society people come out and make sure it was cool, and we talked to all the tribes around here. They were all cool with it. Like, we did it old school way. So just sweat lodge. Yeah,
makes sense. Is how do I put this properly? Is peyote or anything like that? When you say you're sweating, is that part of the ceremony?
It can be. We've never done that. I've never done a peyote ceremony. That's like really, really sacred and really important. You have to have a real good reason to do it. But I've never done it. We never had it at our sweat, but yeah.
I grew up in the city, and I grew up in New York City, and I took peyote a bunch of times.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
man. The spirit world must know you real well.
Yeah.
Then.
and like real wet peyote too. Like, yeah. Yeah. It was intense. It definitely, of course, it shaped who it absolutely shaped who I am as a person. Absolutely. And I loved it.
That's good.
I got to say, I loved the process, and I loved it. Did it a lot.
I'm stoked you had a good experience.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, um, yeah. So here's the one. Somebody asked. Back on track now. Woo! Hey, yes, Marla. 1876 is incredible live.
Thank you.
Somebody asked, "Where is?" Ah, okay. Good question. What's the significance of the number 1876? Could you fill us in on that?
Yeah, it's a reference to the Battle of Little Bighorn, which is coming up June 25th and 26th. 1876 was when we fought and won against the 7th Cavalry by killing everybody, but especially Custer. But it's the Blackfeet, the Northern Cheyenne, or it's the Northern Cheyenne, the Oglalas, a bunch of Lakotas, Blackfeet, a little band of Blackfeet, and Arapahoes all came together. They had a common goal, which was to defend their land and their way of life. And in doing so, they killed Custer. And because we had a common goal, we were able to succeed. And so it's less about the killing of Custer and the defeat of the military, and more about the idea that we as Indian people, and essentially the people in our country, in our home, we need to be able to work together, have a common goal, but specifically as Indian people and indigenous people made from this earth, anybody who's made from this earth, we need to have a common goal. We need to work together. We need to support each other, because here in this home, in our homeland, we have the home field advantage. So as long as we support each other, as long as we're here for each other, supporting our communities, serving our communities, we will succeed on whatever that common goal is. But we have to stick together. And honestly, for the band, that goes for everybody here in our home. We need to stick together. We have, like, no one gets out here alive. We have to make things better. And whatever our common goal is, we need to have common grounds and common goals.
Fantastic. I'm it's a message of unity, and
Yeah.
and I'm all about that. I'm all about bringing people together, mostly through music. Music is the tie that binds us together. Music is the common language.
Yeah.
At least the way I see it, right? So
I think so.
Yeah. So when the EP, when you put out the first recording, did you print it up? Was it a digital thing? How did you get it out there? Was it tough? How was it received?
It was. I did 100 CDs. I don't like to do CDs if I don't have to, because a lot of times they just end up in the ocean, and I don't like that. And also the I can't think of the name now. It's definitely a hot button right now, but the mineral that they use for CDs and most computers and phones and all that, they mine in the Congo. And a long time ago, I watched this documentary actually by Sum 41, which is how I found out about it. It's before they put their album Chuck out, about Congo and the conflict in Congo, and it was all over this mineral. And so at that time in my life, I was like, if I ever get the opportunity to make CDs, I don't think I will. And that was before streaming was like huge.
Sure.
So luckily, I mean, you can't get away from it, unfortunately. But if I don't have to print CDs and have them end up in the ocean, and I don't have to like contribute even more to the mining of that mineral, then I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But cobalt. Yep.
Thank you, Duawi. Thank you.
But I did print 100 CDs just to have them, I guess, just to hand them out to my friends and stuff, and to have something physical to give away.
There's a lot of people, myself included. I have an older car that has a CD player, and I love listening to CDs in my car. I still burn CDs, and I have a 6 CD changer, and I listen to CDs in the car. That's just how I do it in my sort of in my world. But
yeah. Plus, it's like it's the best quality CDs.
Yeah.
It's the highest quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put it on streaming. I built a CD, but I mean built a CD. I printed some CDs, Jesus, and I handed them out. And it was a slow burn. Like like it wasn't. I thought first for whatever reason I thought it was just gonna like explode and people were gonna be like, oh my god, what is this? It was a slow burn, and it should probably be that way. I'm glad it was a slow burn.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was received all right. Like I think the second EP that came out, or maybe the third, is when we really started making traction.
And that's the third one I just put up, right?
Yeah. That's the one that really made some moves because of the song. We call it DeGaff, but don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That song made a lot of moves, and it overall got really, really good reviews, or what is that called? Like it was received well overall. There's factions of the online communities that don't like it, but I think that's just what the internet is. But the punk community online at large didn't really seem to like what we're doing. Well, that's all right.
Absolutely. I also read that you're a big fan of music videos. Why is that?
Especially with this music, the music that we make, I think you need to see it, because if you don't come from powwow music, like you don't understand why there's bells, you don't understand the little sounds that I put in there to make it feel like you're at a powwow. You don't understand it. The minute you see it, if you're not from where we come from, the minute you see it, you're like, oh, that's what all that stuff is. The powwow drum, that like big resonating beat on the top of this song, that's what that is. It's not like, it puts it into perspective. But in general, I just love music videos. Like that's how I like to consume things through image, no matter what, like drawings, art, comic books. Like I just love imagery in general. So music videos, I think they can take a good song and bring it, really, really bring it to life.
Those are all gold records. Those are all gold records that I received for doing music videos for those bands back in the day.
That's so sick.
So so music videos been a big part of my life, huge part of my life. Just,
man.
Being a part of sort of the golden age of music videos. So I agree with you 100%. I think visuals are a real big part of it. Let me see. Let me see. I downloaded another one. This one was interesting. Just while we're sort of on the subject of music videos and stuff,
Help me,
Hell yeah,
Is
dude.
it a bird? No. Is it a plane? No. Oh my gosh, it's Mighty Mouse. Is it a bird? No. Is it a plane? No. Oh my gosh, it's Mighty Mouse. Way high, way high, way high, way high.
it's like a crazy mashup, bro.
Yeah.
It is. Good stuff.
Thanks, man.
In getting out and playing this stuff, I'm sure there's been some really great inspirational moments when people just come to you and say, I love what you're doing, and I'm just so happy to see our music getting out there in this context. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we've had quite a bit of that, especially recently. Like at first, I think people were just kind of trying to figure out what we are. And I really think that like you have to see it. Like you have to come,
Yeah,
you
sure.
have to come to a show. You have to see it. And that's
Sure.
the changing part. But
Yeah.
we've had people recently come up. I think like some of the coolest things that I've experienced as an Indian, like I didn't have none of this growing up. I went to punk shows, played in a punk band, and I was usually the only Indian in the crowd, usually.
Right.
And so for me to go to a punk show and be playing music, and I hear like war hoops and Lulus in the crowd, or Lilis, depending on your generation.
Yeah.
I hear that, or like just a few months ago, we played a show, and some people, it's happened more now since then, but people were showing up in ribbon skirts. Like it
Wow.
was, yeah. I was like, whoa, dude, we got ribbon skirts, beadwork in a punk club, and they're in
That's
the
fantastic.
pit, and they're doing like Lulus and war hoops. Like, dude, that stuff right there is like, that's what this was all about.
That's great. I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks, man.
That's inspiring. You know, when the hard work you put in and your vision and your music touches people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
big. It's big, man. I just felt it last night when we played. It's why we put up with all this bullshit.
Exactly. I was saying that's why we do it.
That's why we do it. And Marla Standing Owl, one of our biggest supporters up in Portland, says, I couldn't believe the punk rock and the powwow live. It was like experiencing two worlds I love at once. Nothing like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying those kind words.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to get to sort of forming the band and the next step, but let me take a sponsor break. Let's bang that out, and we'll come back and we'll talk about your journey, you know, having to find, you know, pull the guys together to do this, which I'm sure was an adventure in itself. So give me a couple minutes and we'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
There you have it. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Having a good time with our friend from 1876, Gabe Kallhoff, and just get into this and that. We'll do some sponsor stuff and we'll keep it moving. Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Will that be cash or in debt?
Do you mean debit?
Yes. Sorry. Another eternally satisfying customer.
Hey guys, Vlad from Organic Grill. As you can see, we're in new location on West 3rd Street, right by Blue Note and Comedy Central. The place is bigger, kitchen is bigger, we have more varieties, more food. We are looking forward to treat you guys with great dishes. All Hardcore Chronicles, welcome to Organic Grill. We are going to serve all the events as we usually do, and we are happy to see you guys.
Peace, what it do? Welcome to NYHC Comics at 117 Main Street, Dobbs, Surrey, New York. I'm Debo the Pro with my homie.
Lee Farley.
Welcome to the spot. Specializing in yesterday's and today's comic books, rare CGCs, toys, collectibles.
Got skateboards, old school tapes, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer.
Video games, original art pieces by your favorite New York City and worldwide artists. Let's go. Skate decks all day, baby.
We also have the young readers section here for like 10 and under. Pops, People love the pops.
Star Wars! We are New York hardcore. We always rep the scene. Let's get it on.
And we're back. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Often imitated, never duplicated. Let's talk about a couple of upcoming shows 1 week from today, June 30th, which happens to be Arnie Stone's birthday. I should get Arnie to pop on his 91st birthday. Sunday, June 30th. It's the return of Dave Smalley, our old friend from back in the day. Just went through a big cancer scare. He's feeling a little bit better now. He's going to come on the show. He has a new record coming out with his band Down by Law. He's going to come on with his bandmate Sam Williams. A week after that, in keeping with the Boston hardcore theme, the lunatic himself, Springer from SSD Control, will be coming on. A week after that, Tony Portaro of Whiplash, celebrating 40 years of Power and Pain. Then we have one of our rare side trips. My friend Jonathan Appleyeri is a war photographer and correspondent, has a book out, has an incredible story to tell. That is Wednesday, July 24th. Sunday, July 28th. Speaking of two-tone, Gerard Lindsay of 45 Adapters. And then Sunday, August 4th, jump around, Danny Boy O'Connor from House of Pain, La Coca Nostra, the Outsiders House Museum, and the Delta Bravo Exploration Team will be on. And then, way in the future, on Sunday, September 8th, it is the return of Vinny Stigma and my neighbor from right across the street, Mr. Howie Abrams, who is putting out the Vinny Stigma, the Most Interesting Man in the World book. So, that should be great. Want to remind everybody, hey, thanks. Thanks, Michael. That's pretty funny. Want to remind everybody that please support the show. Show always needs support. Still at it. Fueled by your support. Please join Patreon. Be a patron. Lots of exclusive content, free books, stuff like that. There's a PayPal address as well if you want to make a donation. No matter what it is, please find it in your heart to support this show. A super chat function like Michael LaRoche just did. If you do a super chat function, it comes through in color. If you have a question for our guest or a question for me, or you just want to say something, do a super chat and it'll come through. Kick in some wampum, you cheapos. There you go. So thank you. Other than that, let's bring our guest back on from 1876, Mr. Gabe Kallhoff. Hey, man.
What up?
Let me put you on that side. I like you better on that side for some reason. I don't know. Usually that's my side. So the music comes out, and like you said, it's a slow burn. Is this an earlier incarnation of the band?
Yeah, this is right when we came together. I brought these guys on to my cousin runs a clothing company, and he was trying to have a music fest, and he was like, hey, he'd been like listening to the music for a long time. He's like, can I bring you guys out? He didn't know that we weren't a band, that it was just me. And I was like, I could put a band together, I think, in time. And so I quickly got these guys together, and then it ended up not happening. But because of that, because of Three Feathers, Star Quilts, we're a band. So
wow,
yeah.
This is a familiar tale. Like I said, like Adam from Conservative Military Aim, it's the same thing. Like, people wanted to, he got asked to play, and he had to like rally. Hey, our resident graffiti historian, RS70s, did you do the graffiti on the drum?
No, I didn't. I wish I had. I can't. I love graffiti, and I can't do it. I don't know why. But my friend Mario, he's a graffiti and muralist, graffiti artist and muralist here. I just wanted graffiti on my powwow drum because you usually paint your powwow drum, and I just felt like as a city Indian, this really spoke to me because you represent your surroundings. I don't come, like I said, I don't come from the res. I come from the city. There's graffiti everywhere. So I love graffiti. So I wanted my drum to represent where we come from. So
Is that right? Is there? I mean, I know there's a lot of graffiti in Portland because like I said, I was there and we saw it. Is there a lot of graph on reservations and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, they some of the water towers got a grip, and
yeah,
it kind of depends on the res, but most of the reses I've been to, they got it.
Is this the? I know I saw recently you were like, we need a bass player, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I was like, wow, I wish I played bass. I mean, I wish I was close by.
Right.
But is this the latest lineup or?
Yeah, so our bass player, he has to sit a show out. He double booked himself. He's a busy guy. He has two other bands and his own booking agency. So if you guys are coming through the West Coast, make sure you look up Sad Times Booking, because that's his booking agency. Doesn't book for us, but he has a booking agency. But yeah, he had to sit out a show. So we're just trying to find somebody to fill in for that one show.
So how did you pull these guys together? I mean, was it a process? I mean, how did that go?
It was pretty quick. So the first version of us was Joe, James, and Mark. And Mark, like I said, he's my brother. I've known him my whole life. And then Joe's my actual brother, like blood brother. Right. And so I asked them, of course, I got them on the phone, and they're like, yeah, anything we can do.
Is Joe your brother, second from the right?
Yeah, the big dude.
Man, I don't envy you having your brother in the band. I don't know if I could be in a band with my brother, man. Forget it.
It's cool. He's a really chill guy. He just wants to support. Like, he's really supportive.
What instrument does he play?
He plays the powwow drum.
Cool.
Yeah, he carries our heart. He's the heart of the band.
Yeah, that's working. I'm feeling that.
Yeah. So they came on, and then James, he played bass at the time. He was a fan of the music. He bought a bunch of merch, and he would talk to me from now and then. And he was a really important guy to me to ask to come in, because he said at one time, like, if you ever need strings, he's like, anything with strings on it, I'll play. So if you need anything, you just let me know. And then, like, something happened that I don't want to get too much into, but he was just really supportive in this moment. And it really meant a lot to me. So when it came to me needing somebody, I thought of him, and I was like, let me ask this dude. So he's Lakota, he's Oglala. So it helps because we're Cheyenne, Blackfeet, and now we got an Oglala guy. And so then that was our lineup for pretty close to a year. And then we started playing some shows that James wasn't able to play. So I asked Jake, who was a friend of ours who I'd met back in high school. We used to play shows together when we were like 15, 16. And I asked him, could he sit in for this show? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he came in, and he was super professional, learned all the songs really quick. And he meshed really well with us. Obviously, we knew each other, so it wasn't like a weird time to get to know each other. And then later, I asked him to join the band, and he came in, and we moved him to bass and put James on guitar. James is a better guitar player than Jake is. And then Danny, we met over the summer. He's one of the powwow drummers. He's a Comanche guy. We met him over the summer.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, imagine like some Cheyenne, Blackfeet, Oglalas, and Comanches. Like, ooh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that really speaks to the sense of unity in the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's important. It's important stuff. This shot here, I got a question from Jonathan Zemo says, there's a guy who is full on Travis Bickle. What does he play? That's the drummer.
That's Mark. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the drummer.
That's what everyone says. Everyone's always like, who do you look like? You look like, and then we're like Travis Bickle. They're like, yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah. Full on Travis Bickle.
Yeah. You should, if you ever see us, you should tell him that. He loves it.
Yeah.
And you should go, oh, hi, Mark. That's his favorite joke.
I put up this other picture of you guys. I'm gonna put it back up again, and then because there's another picture that goes with it. Is this Punk Rock Museum?
It is.
Yeah. So let me put the other photo up and explain what's going on. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Spider-Man meme. The Punk Rock Museum reached out to us and asked if we could send them some of our stuff.
Wow,
So,
that's great.
yeah, that's my battle vest and my
Your battle vest.
my battle vest and my battle shirt.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, my battle vest has a bunch of patches and beadwork on it, and I felt that was important to send to them because
Sure.
there's of all the battle vests there, you won't see one like that.
Yeah.
There's no battle vest with beadwork.
Is it on permanent display?
They have it for at least 5 years. So
Wow.
they said that they cycle things in and out. So
Yeah.
it's up there right now. If you can get down there and see it, you should, because you can touch it and all that stuff. I think you're allowed to touch it. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Don't
But
quote me on it. Right?
yeah, go check it out, because it might be away for like a year. We don't know what happens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I haven't been there yet.
It's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I almost went a couple of times. They tried to get me down there to screen one of my films, but
Yeah.
we just couldn't get it together. It's a trip, and I'm not a big Vegas fan.
Yeah.
I don't. It just reeks of despair.
I don't like being hustled. I don't like people.
Yeah.
I don't like when people think they can hustle me. I don't like that at all, and that's what I experience a lot there. But Vegas is what it is, and I like it for it's like there's some badass things about Vegas that I love, but I don't
and I'm not knocking the people in Vegas,
right?
Because there's a whole nother world outside of that entertainment world that I know of Vegas,
Exactly.
So I know there's a lot of good people there and good scenes there, but just in my experience, where have you gotten out with the band? Like what were some of the deep excursions that you've played? Like, how far have you guys got out there?
I think we've gone the farthest north we've gone is the Sixica Res, which is in Alberta, Canada.
Is that right?
Yeah, so that was sick. We played Calgary. We played the Gila Res, which is down in Arizona, pretty close to the Mexican border.
Mm-hmm.
Played there, or I don't know how close it is. It's pretty close, but
is it easier for you guys to play reservations than just like try to book yourselves into clubs?
It's easier to play clubs for sure.
Right.
But they're like these reservations that we're playing, there's usually some kind of festival there.
I see.
So yeah, so we're playing the fest. So up in Sixica, it was No More Moments Fest, and then down in the Gila Res was on the at the casino, and it was the Indigenous Tattoo and Music Festival. So it's things like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is back when it was just me.
This is when it was just me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's the battle vest that's in the museum.
Was it a heavy burden to bear when it was just you? Were there any rough stretches there where you felt like, man, just me? This is a tough weight to carry?
It was a little frustrating. I mean, I don't know if lucky is the right word, but COVID was on my side in the sense that there was no shows. So everyone was at home anyway. But what would be hard is I just don't like lying. I don't like lying to people. I really appreciate honesty, and I try and be as honest as I can. So like telling people would be like, dude, I love your band. And I'd be like, thank you. Like I wanted people to view this as a band when they were listening to it, and not some weirdo in his apartment recording each part on his own. You know what I mean? Like I wanted people to experience in their head and have their own image of what it looks like, and not some weirdo.
Well, you've absolutely exercised your vision, and you have, and you've you've enrolled people to be a part of it, and that's really commendable. It's awesome.
Thanks,
You know?
man. Appreciate that.
And yo, we got to get you to New York City, man.
Dude, oh my God, I would love it. Like that.
Yeah.
We want to go so bad.
Yeah, we got to figure that out
Yeah.
at some point, because we have a home for you here, man. You know,
Thank you.
you know, we do shows at this place, the Bowery Electric, which is 1 block away from the old CBGBs, and you know, we have full run of the place. And if you guys, you know, ever were coming in this direction, you just let me know, and we got your New York date, man.
Dude,
you know?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We will definitely hold you to that.
Yeah. Little Willie Records says, saw 1876 play with rum kicks in Portland.
Yeah.
They were hella fun, a lot of energy and crowd engagement.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
This looks like, what's going on here? This is a big one. Where's this?
Oh, that was down in Albuquerque. Yeah, dude, that was one of those, we were talking about those life-changing moments, or like those experiences. This was one of those. Like, this was a full crowd. I mean, there was definitely non-natives there, but it was almost an entire crowd of Indian people. And hearing war hoops from them and hearing them do Lulus. Wow. It was insane. Seeing in fact, okay, so seeing a mosh pit of Indians and just seeing braids flying everywhere was fucking, oh my God, dude. Like, it inspired. I'm writing a song about it right now. There's a song coming about that experience, because that was just like, this is what I've waited my whole life to see.
That's fantastic. Lori Dawn asks, are you playing the Punk Rock Saves Lives Fest in Denver next month?
We are.
Is that right?
We are, yeah.
All right.
I'm so stoked. The reason why I'm stoked about that is the Sand Creek Massacre is close to Denver, and it's where the Cheyenne people were massacred by General Shivington and his fucking asshole self. And that's what this painting is back here, actually, is Sand Creek Massacre. But that's where my family specifically was cut down. We lost everybody there. And it was only because of one person who hid in a bush that I'm even here today. That they hid in a bush as a child. So for me to be able to go back to Denver, sing in my language, dance, and do it with our powwow drum and have Denver feel our heart, it's the biggest fuck you to Shivington that I could give. Because you failed, and like, you know, like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do this. It means so much to me to be able to play there.
Wow. Listen, and I thought we were playing for big stakes over here. Fuck, you know. Wow, that's great, man. That's yeah. Paulie says that's crazy. Yeah, man. Playing for big stakes, man. LaRoche says come to Boston.
Oh my God, I want to so bad. I love the Boston accent's my favorite accent. I just want to hear it in its real like place.
Yeah.
I want to come to Boston.
Hey, when you start thinking about that East Coast thing, let me know.
I will, dude.
I might be able to sort of set up a couple things over on this end. Boston, New York, you know, Philly, you know.
Dude.
We'll come out and play with you.
Yes, dude. That'd be sick.
We'll mix it up with both
Show us how
bands.
it's done.
Yeah, that'd be great. What else? Are you? Oh, that's nice, Paul. The awesome music and positive vibes really cheering me up in my shitty English town. See, you're reaching people in the UK. There you go.
Hey, start telling people we want to play Rebellion Fest.
Oh,
go tell everybody over there, because I've been trying to get in there. They won't bring us.
That's a tough one, man.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one, and yet they seem to bring the same bands back again and again, you know?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I have some friends who have played it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, what? How come I can't even get one?
I know, right? I hear you, man. Where's this one?
That's at the same
that's the same. The same show there
in Albuquerque. Yeah, that little kid there was so, oh my God, so adorable, so cool.
What is the? Yeah, there you go, Laura. Yes, New York, Boston, etc. Yeah. What's the future hold? Looking ahead, like what's on the agenda? As the road stretches out before us, what are you and 1876 looking at?
Well, immediately we got some shows coming up, like Denver. This Sunday we're playing here in Portland. We're playing the Pumpkin Drublick after party at the Twilight with Cheshi and a special guest. The special guest is pretty big, so if you can make it, please make it. We're not allowed to say who they are, but it's going to be sick. So we're playing that on Sunday, and then a week from today, and then July 5th we'll be in Denver. July 6th we'll be in Cincinnati.
Wow, Cincinnati.
Yeah, I know, man. That's the farthest east we will have been.
I mean, that's a trip for you guys. Portland to Cincinnati, man. That's brutal.
That's far, man.
Are you going Portland to where first?
Denver.
And Portland to Denver and then to Cincinnati?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you have a vehicle that like is in this summer heat weather that can handle this, man.
Yeah, it's a plane. It's our vehicle.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, we were asked this like probably near the beginning of the year, and we didn't have anything for the rest. Like we had no shows booked for
tell me about it.
For us. And then so we're like, yeah, sure, let's do it, man, because and then slowly they start filling up, and we're like, oh my God, that's gonna be rough. But I'm so excited. Like that's the land of Tecumseh. Tecumseh is he's like one of my biggest heroes.
Right.
And to be able to play in his land and stand in the area where him and his people were is huge for me personally. But I'm excited to play there regardless. So anyway, we're playing that, and then we got a Canadian tour coming up, starting in August, and it's a pretty quick one. And we got some festivals that we're playing in Seattle. Yeah, we're busy.
How many Canada shows are there?
I think it's 5 shows. Yeah.
Canada has an interesting history, right? As far as sort of the Native Americans that were sort of pushed north, right?
Yeah.
Early on, like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a group of Sioux who are up there. They're called the Nakotas.
Right.
They went up north. One of the actors who plays Willie Jack in Res Dogs, is that TV show. She's a Nakota. But yeah, there's my tribe, the Blackfeet. We were split by the imaginary line. So the Siksika, Pagan, and Pagani are up north, and then the Pagani are also down south. Well, that's where we come from. But my family originally comes from the Siksika. And then when that imaginary line crossed us and the governments made us decide where we go, we stayed south in America.
I see.
So just because that's where we were at the time. But yeah, it's a complicated history with those dudes up there.
Yeah, makes sense. Let me take a quick sponsor break and come back, and we'll take some questions from around the world, and we'll go at it for a little bit more, okay?
Yeah.
This is a quick one. All right.
Cool.
This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Our guest today from 1876 is Gabe Kallhoff. Questions? Post them. Now's the time. Coming up events, just to give you a heads up, tonight, as soon as this show's over, I'm hustling out of here. We're going to probably end, on time. And for the love of Eddie Leeway, Killing Time, Token Entry, the Leeway Tribute Set, Fire is Murder, Ice Cold Killers, Silence Equals Death, and Moment of Truth. That's tonight. I got to get practicing my Leeway song. Actually, I'm not sure what you call this, if this has a name. When somebody passes and you go to their funeral, they give you the card. So I went to Eddie's funeral, and on the back of the card that they gave you is the lyrics to Kingpin. So this was in my back pocket when we performed 2 weeks ago, and it'll be in my back pocket tonight. And lyrics to Kingpin. That said, so that's tonight, and 4 weeks from today at the Barry Electric Free All Ages Sunday Matinee, it is the 50th Back to the New York Hardcore Roots show. Sworn Enemy, ID, Cropsey, Redwoods, and Foul Pride. On then August 8th through 10th is the Savage Mountain Punk Fest. If you are down in the Maryland area, this is a great fest. Scream is headlining the first night. Flesh Tones the second. We were on that date. And DOA, speaking of Canada, DOA and the Virus on the Saturday. Sunday, August 18th, back to the New York Hardcore Root Series. Fury of Five, Freya, Concrete Ties, Ancient Domains, featuring members of Super Touch and Bold, and Dead Shot. So those are a couple of events that are coming up. I want to remind you to follow the show. Please follow the show on Instagram. There it is below there. Pick it up. Stone Films NYC. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching in rerun, there is a subscribe button right there right now. If it's a rerun, like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like the show. Please right now give the show a thumbs up. Like the show. Follow me on Instagram. Reach out to me anytime. I am an accessible person. It's part of what I do. It's part of what I love doing. So I am an accessible person. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what's going on. Any questions? Keep the profanity to a minimal. Is that right? You're heading to the Leeway show? JJ. I'm doing Kingpin. That's what's happening. Hey, post questions now. Go deep, get weird. Post some questions. That said, I think we are good. Let's bring our guest back on. Hey, man.
What up?
What up? Is tattooing in his culture done differently than regular tattooing?
Yeah, I think so. Like neither of my tribes tattoo. But I have a ton of tattoos because I'm from the city. I like tattoos.
Sure.
But yeah, so the tribes that tattoo, there's all kinds of different ways. There's stick and poke, there's skin stitch. There's a lot of different ways to get tattooed for the tribes that do tattoo. Mine don't.
Makes sense. Stick and poke.
Yeah.
Oof.
I know, man.
I saw that in Japan, you know.
I want to get one just cause, but yeah.
It takes a while.
I know, man. I think that's where the word comes from is a tattoo, I think, is a Hawaiian word or some kind of Polynesian word. It's tata'ua.
Yeah.
Tata is like the tapping, and then ua is over and over. So it's tata'ua, tap over and over.
Makes
I think
sense.
that's where it comes from.
A good one from our buddy Spikey. When you recorded yourself, did you do live drums or programmed?
They're live.
They're live?
I recorded it one drum at a time. So I had just a microphone like this. It was a worse microphone than this, but it was a condenser mic, and I put the condenser mic to a hi-hat, played the hi-hat over and over and over and over and over for the whole song. Then I took the condenser mic and put it on the snare, played the snare. I just had cool neighbors. Like I'm not gonna lie. My neighbors were just cool. Like we're all stuck inside, and they were musicians too. So they're just like, yeah, dude, go ham sandwich. Like do what you gotta do. Yeah, that's
an interesting way to do it, you know.
I mean, I couldn't play a full kit. There's absolutely no way. Like I know how to drum, obviously, but
sure,
with one microphone, it just wouldn't sound good.
Yeah.
But the second EP, I had enough money to go into a studio, and so the second EP is like an actual drum kit, and then the third EP, I just did a better job in the studio as well. I was in the studio actually drumming.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Good question. Any favorite ska bands?
My number one favorite ska band is the Specials.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a poser answer, but that's.
Yeah, I hope not. I got to read this. I got to really learn about the history. I got a whole thing to do here.
I reference them in a lot of songs. If you listen to
that
our
right?
music, yeah, you can hear them in a few songs. But Pressure Drop, which is a Toots and the Maytals song,
Sure.
the cover, the like 1988 or something like that version, that it's the Fun Boy 3,
Sure.
who was another version of the
There's
special.
Terry Hall and yeah.
Yeah, that version of Pressure Drop is my all-time favorite song. Like,
Yeah.
Love the specials.
I know in just doing my homework, and I quote you, your early musical influences, Prince, Blink-182, the specials, and I quote you, it was black and white kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just the unity. It was something that I wished I could have, the unity that I would see in specials music videos and the whole era of two-tone ska. It was just like, I wish that was something that we could do, have Indians and white people, which is now what we do. We have it's Indians and white people in my band, but that was just like the movement that I wish I could have experienced as an Indian kid.
You also, and this ties in with this next question. I'm just finally looking at my notes. Mad Caddies and Tupac. You cite Tupac as an influence, and then I'm tying this in with LaRoche's. What's your favorite hip hop act?
I'm a big fan of Tupac. Tupac's music, his actions can be argued, but his music I love, and that's also kind of a poser answer, but I really do like Tupac. I'm a big fan of T.I. Again, his music, he's like one of the most underrated rappers in my opinion. We joke all the time that in my band, we always say our favorite rapper is D.D. King. But I'm not a fan of that guy. His music is D.D. King's music is. I'm gonna say it's my favorite. He's the most underrated. But yeah, Tupac. I'm a big fan of West Coast hip hop. Like,
gotcha.
I like New York hip hop, but the reason why I like West Coast hip hop is because I feel like you can hear the sunshine and And when I hear New York hip hop, it sounds like dark and gray and rainy, which is where I live. So I want to live in my music. I want to escape where I already live.
Listen, New York City, this area, hip hop, I have a Run DMC, I have an Onyx Slam I did, but Wu-Tang Clan, I mean, that's real East Coast stuff,
Oh yeah.
I don't feel any sunshine in that stuff,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's grimy. And I like it, but when I listen to in certain time, I mean, I definitely listen to New York hip hop, Wu-Tang Clan, all that stuff. I listen to it in the winter though, when it's cold and dark and gray here in Portland, because it sounds like where I'm already at.
Yeah, Little Willie says our 2 months of summer out here in Portland.
Exactly. Yeah, just long enough to get a sunburn and then winter again.
Yeah. Gravediggers, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't do the grave. I did the other horror rap group at the time. I did 2 videos. I produced 2 videos for Flatliners, and that was the Def Jam. There was the Def Jam. There was Flatliners, and then there was Gravediggers, which had the RZA and Prince Paul in it.
Also, I just want to say on hip hop, sorry.
Sure.
Southern hip hop is probably my favorite, and like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, like like that genre, that era of hip hop is one of my favorite. Outkast, aside from them having a really super racist performance for Indian people, I thought that was bullshit. But they're still, I mean, one of my all-time favorites. That's how much I like them. They can be racist to my face and be like disrespectful to my entire race, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll still listen to your records.
I love it. It's got a good beat.
Storytelling is fantastic.
Good question. Good question, Darren. What's the one song that you wrote about being a native that you're most proud of?
That's a really good question.
It is, huh? That is a good question.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the Gaff is probably one of my favorites just because it was almost like a regurgitation, like not a regurgitation. It was almost just like vomit. Like it was just like frustrated. Like I'm just pissed off and I need to tell you what's happening in my culture, what's happening in my community, and I don't want to be kind about it. Like I don't want to make it so you can hear it. I want to, so that was really like liberating. But I don't know if I can decide on a favorite song about being Native. I'll just say, just to make that a simple answer, DeGaff, probably, because it has everything. It has powwow singing, it has everything. But I think I'm proud of them all.
What's going on in this photo here? Like, is this, what's the backstory with this?
So that's up in Canada. That was that the dude up top on the big dude up top, the Indian Merciless Indian Savages shirt. That guy's name is Carlin. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. He's a big inspiration to me. He's a Siksika guy, so he's part of my tribe. This was at Sled Island Fest, which is in Calgary.
Wow.
They brought us up there, and it was for Indigenous Peoples Day in Canada, which just happened. It was for a showcase of of First Nations and Native American bands. So they brought us up, and this is Carlin's band, Iron Tusk, and No More Moments, and then us, and we're all related because they're all Siksika and we're Blackfeet. So that's my two brothers. There's a guy with glasses above Mark. That's my oldest brother.
Who's the big dude in the back with the Merciless Indian Savages shirt?
That's Carlin, man. Carlin's the guy. That's the
Wow.
dude. Like I said, he's one of my favorite people I've ever met, and he
looks like he could carry the whole thing, man. He looks like a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, Carlin's definitely a force. I love that guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Couple more good ones, man. Thanks everybody for the good questions today. I appreciate that. Let's try this one. Pat Baldwin asks, is there a straight edge scene among youth in tribal nations?
For sure. Yeah. Straight edge is not only traditional to us as Indian people, but it's some of our environments that we grow up watching. You don't want any of that. I think that's probably where straight edge comes from. A lot of those kids grow up in households that there's a lot of drug and alcohol abuse, and there's definitely that in our community. So you can grow up seeing that, and some people don't want a part of that.
Yeah,
I'm not straight edge, but I also am not. I don't party, I don't do any kind of drugs. I just have a beer or a glass of wine here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
and I think that makes sense. It's part of. I mean, I guess alcohol. Is it safe to say alcohol can be somewhat associated with reservation life to a certain extent, and sort of the high level of alcoholism? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it's associated culturally, and American culture.
I might be 100% wrong. What the fuck do I know other than sort of the perception of the media or whatever?
That's what it is.
I haven't lived it. I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't lived. What do I know? Like, that's just my perception from the media.
Yeah, it definitely exists. Like on the res, I'm not gonna front, but but it's designed that way. Like there's like on my reservation's a dry res, but the minute you leave the res lines, there's a bar, and it's owned by a white person. You know what I mean? So it's on purpose that they do that. Yeah. But we don't have, as Indian people, we don't have that enzyme, because that helps you, like, I don't know, there's a bunch of science and a bunch of shit. But but basically it's just like, it's a plan. They planned that for us. They took away our medicine and gave us the brown bottle. That's literally what happened. They made it so we couldn't heal ourselves. And then when we asked the government for help, and we asked the church, who was mandated to be on our reservation, when we asked them for church, they handed us a bottle of alcohol. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. Yeah.
And all this stuff is cyclical in so much that you could hear the same thing about sort of about heroin and crack, here in the big cities, in low income areas. It's a strategic move.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Thoughts on the entire natives and casinos thing, positive or negative?
It depends.
Yeah.
it's very. It can. I don't know. It can be a good thing. When the
Yeah.
I overall, I'd say it's a good thing. Like most
Yeah.
treaties that we signed say, it depends tribe to tribe, but a lot of them say that you're not allowed, like as Indian people, we weren't allowed to own more than like 2 or 3 businesses or something like that, owned by the tribe. So once we discovered that we could have casinos because it's federal land and it started generating income for us, that's the only way we can make income for our people, for our community.
Yeah.
As a town. So just take race and history all away from it. It's a small town who has no resources, no way of making any money, and there's no support. So then they build this casino, and now people are coming from out of town, coming from the city to come and gamble.
Yeah.
And if you take race and history out of that, I think everyone would say that's a great opportunity for this small town. But when you make that a small town, a bunch of Indians, then it's like, well, is this good, or is it why? How come we can't have casinos? You know what I mean?
I get. Listen, like anything else, right? It's a mixed blessing, right?
It is.
It brings the income in. It also brings people in. It brings gambling in, and it brings those problems that are associated with that in. With gambling, gambling can be a disease. It also brings in, excessive alcohol and drug use. It brings in crime. So it's both, right? It's a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, I don't really come from casino Indian, so I can't really say. The Blackfeet, they got a casino that does all right, but the Cheyennes, we got a casino that nobody goes to. So
Right.
I'm not a casino Indian.
Right. Little Willie Records asks, I apologize if this is already asked, but did your drummer make his drum? I lived with a Native American family in high school, and they would go hunting tan hides and make their own drums.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah, my brother, our powwow drummer, his name is Joe. Him, my dad, and we all sat down and made that drum. I got we made it. It used to be made of horsehide, which is traditional for the Blackfeet, and a lot of people, most tribes don't use horsehide. And so I really took pride in that because it freaks a lot of people out, but it's traditional for where we come from. But it proved to be difficult to travel with because it's such a thin hide. So now we have a spotted buffalo. Is
that what this is in this picture?
That one is the horsehide. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Wait, is it? No, that one might be cow.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What else? Good stuff.
Remember.
Yeah. Oh, good one. Hey, there he is. Hey, Ryan, you were great last night, man, at the HR thing. Ryan is a big friend and supporter. He performed last night. He has a band called Ache, and he is a big Prince fan, and Prince hugely influenced him. He says, favorite Prince musical moment. Sorry if you already spoke about this.
My favorite moment is the Super Bowl. I can't remember what Super Bowl was, but the Super Bowl that he performed at, and he did the Foo Fighters cover, and at the very end he looks over with so much attitude. It's one of my favorite Prince photos. It's one of my favorite moments because the backstory of covering Prince and just the attitude he had when he looked over, it's like that's the Prince I love. I know there's like 28 versions of Prince. He had 28 like characters or something like that he would fall in and out of. That's my favorite Prince, is that like, you want to cover me, you want to sell my music in Australia and try and do the one thing that I asked everyone not to do. Well, I'm going to do your song better, and I'm going to make a spectacle of it. Like, I love it.
There you go. LaRoche asks, besides punk, any other musical style that you'd like to record?
I kind of not really. I like all the music that we do is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not a rapper or nothing. Like, I don't think I'd be any good at it. I love ska music. I just don't think I have a heavy hand. I got a heavy punk hand. What I do is what I can do. And I think it would be cool to be like to play guitar behind other musicians.
Mhm.
like to be like what's that called, like a road artist or something like that. Like that would be fun. But I'm recording exactly what I want to record right now.
Sure. Good.
Yeah, all the there's different versions. It's not all we do. It's all under the powwow punk rock umbrella, but there's different different ways that we approach it.
Well, that sort of ties in with these any countries you want to play. Is there any sort of pilgrimage that would mean a lot to you to go on?
Ireland and Scotland.
Ooh, good call.
Yep, those are the two. I'm not Irish or Scottish, but I just feel like they get it. Like Ireland, Scotland. And
I could see that. Ireland. I could see that. Yeah.
They get it, man. They know what we're talking about.
Bands like the Chieftains and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. And any bands you want to collaborate with?
Flogging Molly.
Wow.
Yeah, they're my number one. They're my North Star. Their career is the career I want, and playing a show with them is what I'm working towards. Prince was my North Star for the longest time. All I wanted to do was meet him and bring my mom to meet him. That was like why I was doing anything in life. And when he died, it just destroyed me. So after that, it took me some time to pick up where my North Star was. But my North Star is Flogging Molly.
I like that term, my North Star. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that, man.
Yeah, man.
That's my North Star, right there.
You discovered it.
I'm
gonna discover that term.
Yeah. Wow. Flogging Molly came out quick. Truth. Wow. I would not have. That one's not even on my radar screen. Flogging Molly. That's cool. Darren says you need to come to Wales, UK, also.
I'm there, man. Find us a way, and we're there.
Welcome, CD Marianas. Are you going to be bringing back the Moshing NDN merch soon?
That was just no. it was I don't know how to explain it. It was just like an exclusive. Maybe I just don't want to get in trouble. I know the dudes from Circle Jerk, they all got that shirt.
Is that, I don't know what he's referring. So the Moshing
let me find it.
Oh, it's the Moshing Indian.
Yeah. Oh my God, I almost fell. All right, here it is.
Let's see. Oh, that's killer.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so this dude made it for us. He like sent us the design, and it's so sick. It's like one of the coolest things.
Dude, that shirt is a winner, man.
Yeah, man. What size? I'll send you one.
Okay.
I got a couple.
Extra large or large, it depends.
All right, I'll see.
Whatever.
If I got one.
I could wear either. I'm trying to get down to a large again. So.
Yeah, but the dudes from Circle Jerks, they all have the shirt. They were stoked on it. But
I wonder if that's like, I wonder if you could get if that's trademarked or that.
That's the thing. I just don't want to get in trouble. So,
you don't want the hassles, man.
Yeah.
You don't need the hassles.
Yeah.
Ryan, send me one. Yeah, that's right. Lori says, send me a large and make me work for it. Yeah. Give me, that's it. I'll starve myself into it. Once I get into the large, my game's on point once I can make it down to a large again.
Man.
Yeah. That said, everyone's like, yo, we need that shirt. We need that shirt. That's a hot item, man.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. There's two versions too. There's like a traditional dancer version, and then there's the City Indian version.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the other one?
No, I don't know if I have the. Let me look.
We're gonna get him to make these shirts. I'll make the shirts. I got you, Ryan. What size are you? I got you, bro. Any other questions? Post up. We're heading down the home stretch. I got to get out of here and go sing Kingpin.
All right, I got the traditional one.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that one's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I
know that guy did a really good job.
Yeah.
I usually do all the artwork for our merch because I just like doing that stuff. But that guy sent it to us, and they're sick. He did a really, really good job.
Good stuff. Let's see. XL. Ryan Bland's an XL. Yeah, it's only illegal if you make too much money.
Right, exactly.
And make some stickers. And make some stickers too.
We have stickers. We do have that. They're sold out right now, but if you go to our website, there should be on their way like any day now.
What's the website?
1876band.com.
Okay. RS70S. You said you ride motorcycles, or
yeah?
Are you a stunter?
No, I got a cruiser, so I got a little bobber. I used to have a Triumph Thruxton, like a cafe, and it was my daily, and it got stolen. And then I know, man. Now I got a bobber. That was my daily. Like I've been riding for 12 years, I think. Close to 12 years, and I rode year round for about 10 years, like ice, snow, rain, everything. So yeah, I love motorcycles.
Yeah, it used to be a big part of my life too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have a living here in New York City. I had a Harley. Living in Queens, New York, but
man,
I got hit by a cab, and then I sort of had to rethink everything. You know.
Yeah, I've been hit. I got hit on the freeway.
I had a dream the night before, and I had a dream the night before that I got into an accident on my motorcycle, and I lost my leg.
Oh.
And I was the next day, I'm in Queens by the Triborough Bridge. The light is changing, and I saw this cab jump the light, and I had to put the bike down, right? And all I remember thinking was, watch the leg, watch the leg, watch the leg, watch the leg. And I put the bike down, and I slid into the cab, right? Bam! And the cab kind of looked at me, and he took off.
Dude, that's what happened to me. I got hit on a bridge. I was crossing the Markham Bridge. Oof. And I was looking over my shoulder to like change lanes. And I looked at my mirror, looked over my shoulder. I did all the things correctly. And I looked back, and as I look back, this car is taking out my front tire. And I went down, and just like I was going highway speeds, and I was on my left side. I remember seeing my console on my bike just bust apart. Everything went in slow motion. And now I have nerve damage in my knee and my neck and shoulder, but the car just took off.
It's dangerous. After that, I kind of rethunk things. Like riding a motorcycle in New York City is a little dangerous, man.
Right.
It's a little crazy. Like, like I could see if I had some wide open road, but in the city, it's dangerous.
Right.
Is there a producer you'd like to work with? Is there anybody that like, I love this guy's stuff?
I don't know. There's like hip hop producers that I think would be really cool. Like Timbaland might be interesting. I don't Pharrell annoys me really bad, but he if I didn't have to like, I don't know. Pharrell would be cool to work with.
Does Pharrell still produce stuff?
I think so, yeah. But yeah, he's just obnoxious. After he wore the headdress, I was like, all right,
yeah,
that dude's not my dude anymore.
Yeah, that guy crossed the line.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's mostly hip hop producers that I can think of off the top of my head. I know like what was that guy's name that produced all the Blink albums? Not Gary. Was it Gary Finn? No, not Gary Finn.
Not sure.
I can't remember his name.
It's watch how easy it is. Who produced all those Blink albums?
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, he would have been a cool dude to work with.
Yeah, that makes sense. What else? Yeah, that'll come through in a second. So yeah, okay, well, good. That said, let's wrap it up. I gotta go scream. I gotta go scream my brains out at this thing. You know?
Right. Yeah, man.
But I like when it's one and done. It's exactly. Like I like when I come up and do one song.
Get out.
It.
Yeah.
Is grunge still in the Northwest? Not really. I was just there. That's
the people are making music that they call grunge, but it's more like garage rock.
Yeah. It's garage. Yeah. Is Elizabeth Warren full of shit claiming to be an Indian?
Absolutely. It was proven wrong.
Is that right?
Yep, she did a DNA test at 23andMe, and it was like all Welsh and like like a UK and something that was like Irish or something, like pretty much just a mixed bag of Western Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, trash, dude, trash.
Wow. That's fucked up. Claiming culture that's not yours.
Yep, and getting scholarships because of it.
Yeah, there you go. Little Willie, great interview. Thank you both for doing what you do. Well, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
It's one of the joys of my life, this show, and having guests like Gabe on. Everyone's doing the easy ones. It's when people ask like, how did I connect with you? I think it was just. I think I was just scrolling through the phone and something came up and it was like, what's this? Who are these guys? Wow. I don't know who they are, but I love this. I want this guy on the show. I got to figure this out,
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for stopping and watching the video and getting interested in what we're doing.
Yeah.
And for inviting me on.
Yeah, that's what it's about with the show. You just go towards the light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go towards the light. You go where you wanted. You go towards what brings you joy, and that's what this is about for me. So, anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out?
Dang, I should have had that on deck. I want to thank all the dudes in my band first of all for riding with me and being such good guys. And thank you, of course, for letting me be here, and thank everybody for supporting my band, for listening to our music, listening to our stories, and I just have gratitude overall.
Good.
Yeah.
It's there's really not enough graciousness in this world these days, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's one of the things that we're taught as Cheyennes specifically. I mean, all Indians, I think, but Cheyennes I can speak to because that's where I'm from. Is like you every day you thank yourself for being you and for putting your feet on the ground, and then you thank whoever for letting you be there. The people who came before you and the people who are coming after you, you thank them because the people after you gave you a reason. The people before you brought you here.
Fantastic. You always have a home here in New York, man. And you let me know because we want to see you here, and we want to see you succeed. Keep in touch. We'll keep in touch, and take care of yourself. I'll see you soon, man.
Thanks, man. Also, if you ever come to Portland, let me know. I got a pot of stew for you.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna come. We're gonna come. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back probably within 6 months. We're gonna go. We'll do like Portland and Seattle and whatever. Maybe
that's stew weather. That's perfect weather for stew and fry bread, man. Let me know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you soon, Gabe. Take care. All right. There you have it. What a great show. It's a feel-good show. Yeah. Hey, Sean Brennan, good to see you, man. Hey, you know what? Just because I'm a little, a bit superstitious when it comes to these things. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, where we are sponsored by blah 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 and Mad Vintage. Well, let me get my bearings. Mad Vintage buys, sells, and collects band shirts, primarily hardcore. The DIY operation was started and is operated by a hardcore kid who just loves collecting and eventually got into vintage clothing, specifically the realm of band vintage t-shirts. They're always looking to buy out collections to either keep, sell, or trade. New shirts added daily at www.madvintage.com and posted on Instagram. Dig deep into that closet of crap? Reach out to them, www.madvintage.com. Last but not least, my man and our friend George, who is out on the road right now with Agnostic Front. He reached out to me this morning. 126 Hardcore Clothing is a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. Don't care what they may say, we got that attitude. Get in touch with them. Ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. Let's see. That's it. I'm on for Kingpin. Hope I got a cheat sheet together. I got Eddie in my heart. I got Eddie in my heart with Kingpin. I'm all right. How can we lose with the stuff that we use, right? That's a great Ali line. How can we lose with the stuff that we use? It's in my dad's Ali film. Yes, Sean. Sean Brennan, Incendiary Device. You played very well last night. A little loud for the first song. I had to request, could you turn down a little? Because all I heard was your friggin' guitar. But it was great. Yes, 1876 rock. That's good. Powwow at the Bowery. It's going to happen. We're going to get, creative visualization. That's what we're about. We want 1876 in Manhattan. We're going to make it happen. Yeah, 1876 in Rebelmatic. By the way, I'll let a little thing out. I'll let a little something that's in the works at the Bowery Electric, coming to the free all ages Sunday matinee in September. It looks like it's going to be Scream and Rebelmatic and a couple others. So that's in the works. That's in the works right now. Is that right? You saw Leeway 7 times from 89 to the 90s. Yeah. Leeway's fantastic. 1 week from today, Dave Smalley will be back on the show. We're looking forward to seeing our old friend. That said, thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the show. And just tell your loved ones that you love them. It's important in this life. Until next time, do good things, and good things will come to you.